Oh, a lot of FaceTimes, a lot of FaceTimes with the little guy and my wife. And my wife's pregnant right now. So that's part of the reason why, we decided for her, it would be best for her and Griff to stay at home. She's due date September 25th. So right at the end of the season. We just didn't want her to be exposed to some of the stuff that I might be exposed to and try and keep her and the little guy and as safe and as healthy as possible. And we thought it would be best for them to stay home. So, obviously during the season, we spend time away from our families, but not 3 months away. So that's just kind of a sacrifice that we had to make. And a lot of us are having to make that same sacrifice, being away. And, yeah, so now I have to remember everyone's face from here up. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. But no, I was fortunate to have, I think, I don't know how long we were in camp, or I was there before we got sent home, but I got to know everyone pretty well. And, it was kind of like just a reunion, just like I've been here for a while. And everyone made me feel super comfortable, super welcome. Whenever I got to Arizona. So, I was excited to get the season started, and then we all got sent home, but it's good to be back and good to be on the field with these guys. And, obviously we've got two separate groups, but I think tomorrow we'll be together. And, it's been good. Camp's been running smooth. I guess I can't say that for a lot of the other teams, but ours seems to be going pretty smoothly. And yeah, it's been good so far, and it's good. It's good to be reunited with everyone, players, staff, everyone. So it's been a good first few days here. It was never something that I really took into serious consideration. Like I'm not really in the position to be able to opt out of a season. I feel like if I didn't play this year, I would, my baseball career would be over, So, I feel like, if I didn't play, it'd be hard for me to find a job next year. So, I signed a contract to play baseball for the Brewers. The Brewers are playing baseball. So, it was never a consideration. I feel like if I was in a different situation, contractually, it definitely would have been something I considered, especially with my wife being pregnant and everything like that. If I had a contract where I had, multiple years, or, I had, enough money to where I could, sit out a year and not play and not have to worry about not having a job next year, I think opting out would have been a little bit easier of a decision, especially considering the situation me and my family are in right now. So, but based on the situation I'm in, it was never really an option. So we're going to play and hopefully everybody stays healthy and we can get through this thing and we'll see how it goes, Yeah, I think, what I've done my whole career is move around and play different spots. So, I feel like that's kind of how I'll be used. We didn't really talk about, obviously in spring I played a lot of shortstop because Urias was injured, but he was coming back right before we got sent home, and I think I was going to start moving around the infield and outfield, even some, getting reps at different spots. So, yeah, I've been moving around my whole career, something that I enjoy doing and something that I'm fortunate to get to do. So, I think that's the plan. We haven't really had conversations about that, but I would think that, it would be similar to what I've done in the past. Yeah. I feel like I said, I feel like we've done a really good job here. The staff, the medical staff, training staff, everything has gone super smooth with us here. So I feel like everyone's comfortable in our situation, but, reading about, what was going on yesterday and tests not being administered and the results not getting back and guys having to skip days and cancel practices, that's concerning, because that should be the easy part, is getting tested and getting those results back. And obviously it's not being conducted like it's supposed to be. And I mean, any day a team misses is a competitive disadvantage, because I mean, we only have X amount of days to get ready for a season. And if teams are missing 2-3 days, it's it's not good. It's not good. So, but we've been doing things have literally, I mean, been super smooth here. Testing, getting the results back. I think everyone in our camp feels pretty comfortable, but it's got to be that way for 30 teams, and it's not right now. So hopefully they can get that figured out, because you can't get tested and then practice not knowing who's got it and who doesn't. Because if you get on the field and you're around your teammates and you have it and you don't know you have it, then the whole team's infected, and then that's going to be the biggest issue. So it's concerning the way things are going right now. But Brewers doing a great job here, and I think everyone here will tell you the same thing, that with us and in this camp we're super comfortable. But we can't. I mean, I've got friends on different teams, and I've heard how their camps and stuff are going and their testing, and it's not good right now. So hopefully they can clean that up, and we can figure it out. Yeah, I mean, obviously, everything was shut down there at the beginning. No gyms or anything like that. And you're even if they were open, I probably wouldn't have gone and worked out at a gym. So did a lot of stuff at the house. It got harder and harder to have that motivation, 3 months into it to try and get things done. But luckily for me, there's a private high school turf field right down the road from where I lived. So once the weather got better, I was able to get outside every day and hit BP on the field. It took ground balls, and one of my good friends, he's a college coach at Babson University. Babson College, right down the road from where we live, and obviously they were shut down. He throws BP for the Red Sox, left-handed BP thrower. So I had him to throw me BP, hit me ground balls, and so baseball activities I was able to do, pretty much everything. Obviously didn't get any live at bats against pitching, but I got to face Woodruff and Hiura on my first day, which didn't go well. But yeah, I mean, physically I feel good. I wouldn't say probably in as good a shape as you would be going into spring training, because I mean, you have a set day. You have the hardest thing about the quarantine and being at home was just not knowing. We didn't know when we would start, if we would start. So it was hard to, get ready for a specific day. In a normal off season, exactly when you're supposed to report. And so it's easier to kind of pace yourself and get your body ready for whatever day that is. So that was the hardest part, is not knowing, like I said, if we would play, when we would come back. So, staying motivated to get that stuff done. It got more difficult throughout the time we were at home, but fortunately I had a field that I could go to and get on and do baseball activities and stuff. So, actually my wife bought me a bike too. So I would ride my bike to the field. I looked like a little leaguer. I had a little backpack with my bat stuck in the back, my glove in there. I had turned my speakers on, listened to music, and it was like a 3-mile bike ride to the field. I would play baseball and then I'd ride my bike back. So, Yeah, I mean, it was different. It was different, but it's the times we're living in right now, and I'm hoping things get back to normal soon. But it was weird. It was weird for sure, but glad to be back. For sure. Like, I mean, obviously, you get to spring training and you have a little bit of time before you start, seeing pitching. We day one, we jumped right into it, but we have to, we have to get in there and see pitching and, try and get that timing back quicker than we normally would. But obviously you jump in there against guys like Woodruff and Hader. I think they were both throwing up mid to upper 90s, and, Woodruff was 98 and it looked like it was 198. So, a lot of swings and misses. But for me, I like to get in there and swing, even if I'm late, I want to know like where I'm at. Some people like to get in there and take, but I feel like if I swing, even if I'm late, I have a better, understanding of where I'm at and what I need to do, to make adjustments. So, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, obviously, hitting's hard whenever you're getting at bats every day, but whenever you take the time off that we did and you jump right into it, it's going to take a little while to get ready, but that's why we're doing it from day one on. We have to see it. We have to see live pitching, and looks like we're going to pretty much have those live at bats every day. We got some more today, and then I think we get into some scrimmages and stuff like that. So we got to try and get ready as quick as possible. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to affect people differently. I mean, I know some guys who they like to see every pitch, every swing. For me, it's not going to affect me too much. I don't really watch a whole lot of video. I think I'm different than most guys in that regard. Like, I like to go and see, if I thought a pitch was a ball and it got called a strike, I'd like to go see like where it was just to make sure. Or if I, hit a home run or something, I want to go watch it to pump myself up. But other than that, I don't really watch much video. But I know some guys who they that's part of their routine. They like to see it. It's gonna be big for some guys, and it's just one of those things that we're gonna have to deal with. These are unprecedented times, and things are everyone's gonna be in the same situation. So you're gonna have to do your work before pregame, postgame, and just go off a feel. I think this season's gonna be more about just competing than anything. Obviously no fans in the stands. I don't know how the adrenaline's going to be, flowing through the body without people there, but I feel like it's just going to be more about competing in the box. We're not going to have the amount of time that we normally have to get ready. So, it's just once we start, it's just about, doing the best you can to compete against the other guy. So I think that's going to be the fun part about it. Yeah, I mean, I think we were set up pretty well for the 162 games. Obviously 60 games is a different ball game. Everybody's going to be in it, and I think we're still set up pretty well. We've got guys who can play everywhere. Obviously 60 games, you're going to want your horses out there most of the time. With the DH, you can plug in guys at the DH spot to get them off their feet and just keep their bat in the lineup. And I think that's going to help having guys who can play different spots. You can give Yelich a DH day and put someone in the outfield, or something like that. You got Smokey who could DH, and you can put someone at first. Brawny can DH. I think having the DH spot and having guys who are versatile enough to play different spots gives Counsell more options with giving guys days off, but using that DH spot as well. So, I think we're set up really well with the guys that we have. And like I said, we're excited about the group. We were excited, in spring training to, about having a normal 162. So, a 60 game sprint, it's going to be pretty exciting. And you just got to be, like I said, just be ready to compete. And, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird for sure. Yeah, I mean, I got to spend a lot of time with Keston, obviously, like, in infield work, working at second base with him, and obviously watching him take BP. The kind of ability he has with the bat. He's a special talent. Watching him hit balls to right center field it's a joke. But he's a good player. He's going to be a good player for a long time, and I think the Brewers should be very excited about him, and I know that they are. Good kid, works hard, and loves the game. So obviously had a nice start to his career last year, and hoping to build off of that. But he's going to be a good player for a long time. So he's going to be fun to watch for sure. Yeah, I mean that's going to be I think one of the most difficult things about this season is playing with no fans in the stands. I've been fortunate to play in some pretty intense rivalries, pretty intense games, postseason games, World Series games, and like I'd try and think back and like put myself in that situation with no fans in the stands. Like it's not going to feel the same, like playing the Dodgers in the World Series, with no fans in the stands, like, how is that going to feel? And you can't really answer the question because, we don't know. So it's going to be different. It's going to be difficult. And that's why I think just being ready to compete and, just being ready to compete is going to be the biggest thing about this year. I don't know, normally your adrenaline's going, you got, 40,000 people in the stadium. But you're not going to have that. So you're going to have to try and get up and get that adrenaline going yourself, which is going to be different. But it's hard to answer until we play those games, until we play those games without fans in the stands to see exactly how it's going to feel or this and that. But it's definitely going to be a challenge, I think, for guys to get going and to feel that atmosphere. Cause I think a lot of guys feed off of that energy and that atmosphere that you get from, going into a hostile environment and fans cheering against you or being at home and fans, cheering for every hit or anything like that. So it's going to be it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird for sure. I don't know how to answer it, but I guess we'll find out here soon.
Brock,